Hi everyone, I'm going to do a review of two New King James Bibles that are the premium quality. I'm doing the Schuyler Quentel and the Cambridge Topaz. So let's have a look. Okay, should be enough space. Okay. Now, this is the purple Schuyler Quentel New King James, and this is the blue Cambridge Topaz, and they're both New King James Bibles. You can see them similar. They're both premium quality, of course, just as we expect. Fine quality goat skin and leather lined, and all the trimmings. And this one has, I've got purple, so this has three really pretty purple ribbons. I love this Bible, it's gorgeous. This is 11-point Milo font and in paragraph style. And the Cambridge Topaz is verse by verse. Now I originally chose this one first because I didn't know about the Cambridge Topaz. I wasn't really aware of it, and because the reason I bought this one, Quentel, the New King James, is because I want a dedicated New King James reader, because I'm a King James Bible reader, but I also read the New King James, and I wanted a dedicated high-end New King James. And this is and the reason I chose this one, or both of them actually, ultimately, is because I have the Schuyler Treveris in King James single column, and it's a Bible I use a lot, and I've done a review on it, and it's fully covered, and it's just a favourite, and it's just very pretty too. It's got a lovely blue under silver, and it's it's just a very comfortable size for me. I don't have great big hands, and it's just really nice, and it's I only have one eye that I can read from, and this is red letter too, and it's just a really perfect Bible. And I wanted New King James to be as close to sort of weight and size as my Treveris. Well, you know, being New King James, it doesn't, it's not you can't get it small, or maybe in other Bibles you can, but this is 11-point Milo font, like I said, and really pretty blue under silver. It's beautiful. Silver stamping, hubs, you know, the works, and so, and the lovely set layout, you know, New King James. It's just beautiful. Really lovely to read. And then I bought this one after having a bit of a study of what I wanted, and chose purple because it was lovely, and it was you know, they're both Schuyler, and it's, if you've got a Treveris, you'll know that the New King James does take up a little bit more space, a little bit bigger, and a similar sort of depth. So now I've got them both up on the screen. The Schuyler and the Cambridge, and the Quentel. It's the Quentel's also a little bit better priced than the Topaz, which is a little bit dearer. And so let's see, natural grain dark purple goat skin cover with navy calf skin liner, 11-point Milo font, and 28 GSM Indo paper. So they're both 28 GSM Indo paper. The page size is in inches 6.14. Now what is that? Inches? That is, my eyes are terrible for reading little writing. Okay, 6.14 inches by 9.1 inches by 1.1 inches, and a 9mm yap, 3 ribbons, art gilt edging, blue under silver, gilt line, raised hubs, Smythe sewn, words of Christ in red, more than 60,000 cross-reference entries. Presentation page, Schuyler maps. So that's just a beautiful Bible. I love it. And then the next day, or that day I bought that, I saw a review. That was the trouble, wasn't it? I saw a review of the latest Cambridge, and the latest Cambridge is the New King James latest New King James by Cambridge is the Topaz, and they had I think the first one was ESV, and this is also blue, but it's under gold. Very pretty Bible, and it's got 3 different shades of blue ribbons: a dark, a medium, and a light. It's a very beautiful Bible. Has a lot nice and floppy, and I can do that same with the Quentel. You know, really nice Bibles. This is a 10-point type, and why I chose this is it's verse by verse. It's verse by verse. I thought, oh, fantastic. I wanted that because it's when you're a King James reader, verse by verse is what you're used to, you know. And all New King James is a paragraph style, and I know there are others that are verse by verse, and I have had researched it since this, but I'm so glad I got this one, the Cambridge Topaz, because it's I got to say that they're now you know they're both amazing Bibles. They're both beautiful. They both have every quality that one likes, prefers, uses, and you can see how different. I really liked how different the blues are. Let me see. I can get a bit more going on that side. How different the blues are. That's the Cambridge and the Quentel. So it's like a sea greeny blue. Oh, I love it. So pretty. Wow. That's a richer blue than the let's get all our blues going. Than the beautiful. What is it? I've got so many Bible names in my head. Treveris blues. Anyway, we've seen our blues. So this is a large typeface. Obviously, you can see that. You know, you can see that from there. And because I can only read with one eye, I've got one eye that works, and the other one doesn't. So reading the Bible is the most important thing in my life, is reading the Bible, the Word of God. And I find that in the mornings my eyes just don't work all that well. It takes me quite a few hours to sort of be able to focus on a page. So the Quentel is larger type, and I sit under a really good lamp. So this is perfect for me in the mornings. I know that sounds funny, but it's true. And this one is this lovely blue, the Topaz, which has a Holy Bible on the front, which I really like too, in gold, and go with the gold gilding, you know. And if I had an absolute favourite, it's this one. It's the Topaz. Now it costs quite a lot more, and it's the price is quite relatively lower than the price that they have for the Cambridge. So, okay, so this was $240 American, and they're crossed out as $335. Now that's a lot, and even $240 American, it translates into Australian dollars. You know, it's a really pricey Bible, but it was my birthday in February, and I was gifted some funds unexpectedly, and I therefore probably wouldn't have normally been able to buy 2 top-end New King Jameses at the same time, but I did. So it was a one-off chance, And I am so glad that I saw the review for the Topaz. It's this verse by verse, it's red letter as well, and I'm not reviewing it as much as I probably ought to be right now, but it's spectacularly beautiful Bible. The paper, even though they're both Indo-Pagan, they're both made by Youngblood. Like I said, each company has their own specifications, and the paper you can see is probably a slightly different colour. I don't know if you can see that. Whiter, slightly creamier. Both lovely, but I've got to say, and I've been feeling them a lot, that the Cambridge paper is silkier. It's like dreamy silky. And this is beautiful paper. I mean, you know, I guess first glance you might not even tell. But if you've got them both side by side, the Cambridge paper is just fabulous. So beautiful. It's the most gorgeous paper I think I've ever felt. And I've got a couple of Cambridges. And so I've got, let me see, dark blue goat skin up here, leather edge line and binding. It doesn't have that little gold line around there. I'm not bothered whether it has or hasn't. It's just a stunning Bible, and so is the Quentel, and it does have the little silver edge. So it's dark blue goat skin with leather edge lined, and it's leather navy there. Text block approximately 6 by 9 by 1, so it's just a little bit lighter than the Quentel, a little bit not quite as big. Smythe Stone double column, verse by verse, and the you can see the references are here, and then there are the all the extra information about language and origination of words and stuff down here. And I did read both the preface. I did read the preface to the New King James, which over part 1 and part 2, which you'll see right before this review, was from, I read it from this Bible, and so I don't need to open it again. And you don't need to see the presentation pages. It's got a stack of them, and you know, it's all that sort of, it's got maps and a concordance, and you know, if you want to get into great big details, it's red and black, because it has red highlights. Wonderful concordance though, really easy to read, and so as a 10-point, this is just a fabulous Bible. I love this Bible. I'm enjoying it thoroughly, and I can read this, let's say, afternoon and all night long. It's quite a black, nice dark typeface, and for a 10-point, it's really easy to focus on. This is, you know, I think sometimes when the type gets larger and larger and larger, it gets more light into it, which is what you may be looking for. So like I said, I read this one in the morning under the lamp, and I always read under a lamp, and this one has a slightly different sort of contrast, and like I said, it's red letter, and I missed my red letter, it's back here, and let's see if I've got a bit there, red letter, you can see that, red, and it's just visually, and for my one eye, this is a stunner. It feels beautiful. They both feel wonderful in the hand. The leather on this is amazing. The leather on this is amazing. Lovely and thick, leather lined. This very much the same. There might be a hair thicker, but both very luxurious. This is slightly smoother. You can tell. You can see the textures, but two fabulous Bibles, and gotta say, this is my favourite, this one. So if you can afford it, and if you want it, or if you need the big print all the time from the Schuyler, If you need the larger print, the 11-point Milo, get this one. If you can afford the Cambridge and you love verse by verse, get this one. So, but just a magnificent piece of work. I love this Bible. It's got red chapter numbers, and I use the information down here a lot about the you know, sometimes there's a word and you see where it originated or another option for it. This is sort of about language, and these are references. Fabulous layout, and there's a new page somewhere. We'll go to Genesis. I've been reading Genesis and Acts at the moment, so there you go. Genesis, Cambridge Topaz, New King James, verse by verse, and New King James Quentel. Take your pick. Anyway, that's it from me. Thanks for watching, and God bless. Excuse my squeaky chair.